الله يوفقك شدك تحس. يلا يلا هذا فراش هذا فراش. ايزي.
دير بالك دير بالك تموت. خلاص
يا ابو محمد.
خد يا مهدي، ايه رايك احط زرار الار2 الزرار اللي مخرج اللي يخليك تطلع توقف الجيم وتبدل لعيب. والله ما كان لذيذ على الطلاق اعملها كتير محدوم. قال ابو محمد
شباب الله يشفي الافلام والله. بزعل عليك
كتير كتير كتير.
محمد بلع الورق كله. اخوي جوعان شي انت؟
لا صعبة يا اخي، لا صعبة صعبة لا صعبة.
شايف نتيجتي يا ابو محمد؟
ايه
نكد. بعطيك شي رجال يا ابوي. ابو محمد دهش سكور. لازم نكسر هذا المانع. رجع العب كوباية اذا معك عجبك اياها.
He's wounded. He won't try anything. You have to keep your eyes on him.
We should have thrown you overboard.
عملت اللي فرشنا. والله فرشنا علي الطلاق فرشنا. لا هذا أخذ منيح. اوكي يا زلمة.
I wish you had drowned like the others. Just wait.
ليك سمى ختيار العرصة. شوف الجحش شوف.
Till I get free.
He won't help us.
أكلنا الختيار أكلنا الختيار.
You seriously think you will survive here? You don't know this place.
هذا شو ما بيسمي عكس إيدي يا الله.
He knows this place. She shouldn't trust him.
أعصابك روق يا سيف.
So quiet.
No further.
هذا شي معي فلامي.
Something's wrong.
What happened?
زعل عليش.
It smells of death. He doesn't want
The
to.
settlement has fallen to the trigger. There is nothing but death beyond those gates.
I don't want to see what's in there.
راي عليك يا أبو محمد. ثم بلعب.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Don't listen. Someone is suffering. Help me. You need to go inside. You need to help them. Someone needs your help.
وش الله يلطشك على هالتسمية.
You came here to help.
Let's go.
Listen to yourself. What is beyond there is too dark.
We are leaving. Now.
لا يلا ايدي منيحة شوي.
Don't give me orders, slaver. We'll find another way in. You need to find them. Move quickly.
لعبة ايه؟ بيس؟
هاي البليد
صعبة يعني؟
المواصفات لا بدنا نوصف يا اخي عالي.
عايز ايه؟ بكلم لك السكرتير بتاعي.
I will take you to my people, like I said.
He has
But not into this settlement. You have no idea what you're walking into.
فتح لايف يا سلطان اجباري هيك راح يصير.
فتح لايف ايه؟ يعني اليوتيوب يعني ما بيعملش حاجة.
هل على الاقل يكون فتح
ايوه
واللعبة رسوم.
فهمت شلون.
والله يوفقك يا ابو محمد. ايه
ايه احا واحد صاحبي خطب.
He wants you to doubt.
Just turn around.
We can't leave. Don't tell him.
يا شباب بشيل عن ابو محمد مشان ما ياكل. طعميني اياهم الي. نعم ليك زت بنت يا الله. لك شكيتك لله يا ابو محمد. ايه
والله الوراء عكس ايدي يا ستيفن.
وانا كمان عكس ايدي، بس انت خليط على ايدك وايدي بايدتين مع بعض. نعم انت 610 كسر هش هيك الشدة كلها انت.
Senua finds a unique courage to keep pushing forwards on her quest, no matter what. She sees the world differently to those around her and faces challenges others would avoid. When driven so strongly by one powerful purpose, she will do anything to rid the world of the darkness. This is her life's mission, and she will not stop until she fulfills her quest.
دي لعبتها مصطفى.
تريكس يا اسطى تعرفها؟
My name is Eddie, and I have lived with psychosis for most of my life. To me, psychosis means living in a different reality. Reality that isn't shared with other people. Often living with psychosis is dark and miserable. While experiencing psychosis, I've got to hear the voice of God, the opposite, seen and spoken with angels, and been to hell itself. Recovery college and peer support really did turn my life around. I thought I would never get better, and yet here I am. The things that Senua experiences in Hellblade are very similar to some of my own experiences. She lives in a reality that other people might find hard to understand. she sees significance in symbols, in meeting people, in all sorts of things that are going on around her. Senua is experiencing an altered state of reality which would be very hard to understand without having experienced it yourself or playing Hellblade.
Your soul fought through hell to find us.
You were lost. Not anymore.
Are you ready for what you will find here?
It's difficult saying that it's an illness, that it's not real. Of course to me it is, and of course to Senua it is, and that's what's driving her to do these amazing feats of courage, to overcome pain and exhaustion, to do
كنت انت
what
بتعمل اشاره
she
لمتابعينك
knows she must.
عن طريق اللايف
All the fear. Everything
ازاي
I've
بقى؟
seen,
بس بتحط
everything I've done.
يعطيك عدو
It's led me to this place.
في ايه، في العنوان ولا في
شو اسمه
Say
التعليقات
it. You were ready to tell them.
In Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, we tell the second part of the story of Senua,
في الموبايل،
a
لا في
Celtic warrior
الكومنتات
who, like
هتوصل.
Eddie, has experiences of psychosis, seeing the world in a unique way and existing in a reality unshared by others. At a surface level, this manifests for Senua in seeing things that others don't, hearing things that others don't, and having unique beliefs about the world.
My name's Paul Fletcher. I'm a psychiatrist and a professor of neuroscience at the University of Cambridge, and I've been working with the Ninja Theory team on Hellblade and other projects for several years now. I am a clinical doctor, but have also added research and teaching to my role. And in all three areas, I'm especially interested in the human brain and how it strives to make sense of the world, which is complex and changing all the time.
The lake, like a mirror.
قول ما تكسرش.
Senua, like many people, experiences psychosis.
فين؟ تفتح
Now,
لايف؟
psychosis is not a diagnosis, although it is associated with a number of medical and psychiatric conditions.
لأنه
But
مكتوب
ultimately, it's
ديفيجن
a loose
3
description
آخر حاجة
of
وصل له.
a shift in
900
one's
على
experience of
9000.
reality.
ايوه ما هتلاقي معاه هيك بقى، ما انت شايف يعني هو مش متعود على ديفيجن 1 قبل كده، فاهم؟
Something here.
فهو تعبان.
I need to find out what it is.
They are.
A person with psychosis might experience changes in their perceptions and their beliefs. For example, they might see or hear things that other people can't. And they might come to believe things that are quite uncharacteristic for them. For example, they might feel that somebody, perhaps somebody even very close to them, is intent on trying to harm them. Now, it's very important to remember that this is not just a vague feeling or imagination. To the person, it feels like their reality, just as everything around me feels like my reality to me.
دور عليا
I,
واحذر
like
مني
many
عشان انا
people, feel that
هجام
in
الله
order to
يبارك
even
بخسر
begin
بس.
to understand psychosis, we have to start with thinking about how the brain works in general,
أنا عايز أوصل للتوب 1 على العالم يا
make
بيه.
sense of the world around it. And when we do that, we're
مهدي خد
repeatedly
بالك انت
confronted
بتلعب
with
على
evidence
الدنيا.
that actually it doesn't just
وتابعني
rely
كده
on the
بالموبايل ولا
evidence of
حاجة.
our senses, but it actually
عشان ما حدش
relies on
يدخل
what it already knows,
شيخنا
on
الله.
its predictions, its anticipations, and its expectations.
صوليم.
Your mind. Your voices.
Now that might seem like a defect. After all, why would we want to rely on what we already know rather than what the world is telling us? But if we did act simply as passive receivers, we would be completely swamped. We'd be like a newborn infant trying to make sense of the colours and shapes without any way of having a framework to try and understand those colours and shapes. Our senses are bombarded with information from the world that's rapid, it's intensive, it is noisy, ambiguous, unreliable. And if we were to try and make sense of that without imposing patterns and expectations, then it would be like trying to assemble a multi-dimensional jigsaw without knowing what the picture was on the box.
Look. Go towards it.
Many of us think that the brain ultimately is an organ that makes predictions. It craves patterns and associations in order to make sense of the world. And without that, we are confronted with a feeling of uncertainty, of anxiety, of distress, even of fear. Where do these predictions come from? Many of them are actually embedded in the structure of our brain, probably wired there by evolution. Many of them come from our earliest experiences as babies, trying to make sense of this new world that we're born into. Many come from our early childhood experiences, from what we learn from others and how we interact with others, from our parents, our teachers, our friends. We all have a feeling that we're directly in contact with an objective reality, but it's probably the case that what we experience as our constructed model of the world is a blend of the evidence of our senses, but also what we are predicting or expecting from the world. So this blend exists in a very fine and delicate balance, and the weighting of that balance probably varies a great deal across different individuals. But crucially, this balance is what determines how we experience and interpret and act upon the world. And some of them are embedded in shared experiences with others, our society, our culture, our arts, even our religions and our mythologies. So for the most part, this works very well for us and enables us to make sense of the world, but it's also, being a delicate balance, it can be shifted, and it's very easy, even under the most normal day-to-day circumstances, to deviate from objective reality. The hollow mask rotating round tend not to, are not the
يا صالح بدي منك بليد زي كده.